cost your ESD $0 to send guys down there. Plus, we're going to have some big keynote speakers and a lot of leadership classes there. So I would encourage, if you have, to get those guys down there and do a voice. Also, Chief Esparza has been added on to the certification board. So you truly have your own representative in-house of how things are managed, how. So you have that voice now with the state that you haven't had. So I commend him on that. That's a huge task. We help write the curriculum, look over a lot of things, and make the tough decisions for our volunteers. So with that, I'll close, keep it short. I'll answer any questions that y'all have of me. And once again, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. And thank you so much for what y'all do.
Chief Tidwell, thanks for giving us those kind words and everything. And if you could help us out and maybe send some information on getting some of the volunteers to the state convention, that'd be really, really nice.
Yes, sir.
We're talking about the safety conference. Is that what we're talking about?
No, the SFMA, we have our own
SFMA?
training conference. as
Okay.
Well, sir.
All right. Yeah, I think that would be good for our volunteer firemen and make sure that we grow on that. It's on, Chief. Can you hear me?
No, we can't.
Okay. It's because there's water up here on this corner. So I moved it out of the way. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
But anyway, thanks. But if you could send us that information, get it to Chief, and that way we can
Send
give
it
it
out.
out to the volunteer firemen, make sure that we get some representation out there. That'd be great.
Yes, sir.
What do you provide on recruitment?
Sir.
What do you provide on recruitment?
So
Far
the
as-
recruitment, retention, we have different flyers that you can request and get different things from where maybe just placemats at your local restaurants. When people come in and eat, that placemat right there says, hey, I need to be a volunteer. You can go to volunteerfirefighter.org. That's the one, the company that helped kind of manages the grant that we have. We have those deals. Then, like I said, getting guys in to sign a commitment. We're helping pay for their NFPA physicals. We're trying to help get gear for them, help them get it certified, because in the volunteer world, and I come from 25 years experience in the volunteer world, you have a lot of guys that say, oh, we don't want to get trained, we want to get certified. That's fine and dandy till you have an accident or something goes wrong. And then it becomes a big issue for the ESD from liability standpoint. So everywhere we go, we recommend that. And the processes y'all have in place are amazing. I wish a lot of the state did that and do it, doing in-house academies or outsourcing, whatever you got to do to help get these guys trained. But if there's a way we can, there's money through 2604. I'm actually working with legislators on a daily basis. I don't want to take y'all up into that, but we're looking at some different, I'm working with our lobbyist, JP, and Representative or Senator Charles Perry and Representative Doug Burrows right now to try to get better funding for these schools to implement fire academies in the schools. Right now, in our part of the world, there's a few schools that have those for fire, police, and EMS, but it's not catching on. Schools get extra funding for if the kids graduate with certification. Well, let's up that, increase it to where the more schools want to bring in. And also there's some minor exemptions where if you're a firefighter 2 or master firefighter and have your instructor 1, you can be classified and get an exemption to be a teacher. So that takes all that burden off of that school by allowing us fire chiefs or us captains, instructors to go teach those programs where there's not a lot of cost to these schools. And we're trying to get funding also to help pay for the equipment, for their gear and stuff for these students to help increase our volunteers. Because y'all's numbers are a lot better than ours. In my part of the world, there's 5,000 people in a county that well's dry. We're pumping sand to try to get new people because they're all moving to Lubbock or Amarillo, the bigger metropolitan. So we'll take anything we can get. So we're trying to look at different ways from a legislative side too to help get funding in here for y'all. But if there's something y'all need, please let me know. I'll reach out to your reps, your senators. That's a big part of what we do at the SFFMA. So if there's issues you need, bring them to me. I'll go to bat for you as best I can.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
Chief.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Chief.
Consent agenda. Anything, commissioners, you'd like to pull out a consent agenda?
Negative, sir. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second. A motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 6, discussion on personnel matters, report by Kano HR.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
We
Hello.
have had,
Oh, I'm sorry. That's part of consent agenda. I'm sorry. I got cut off on the list. Sorry.
So.
I apologize. Regular agenda, discuss and take action on allowing the Board of Commissioners, Chief Esparza, Assistant Chief, the Assistant Chief District Administrator to attend the safety conference in Irving, Texas, February 22nd through the 24th, 2024. Expenses include travel, per diems, hotels, stays, and registration fees submitted by Chief Esparza. Commissioners, this is the annual training that you're able to go to.
Yes, motion to approve. I can make it. I don't know who else.
Second.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos. Motion carries. Item number 9, discuss and take action on the corrected pay scale submitted by Chief Esparza. Go ahead, Marina.
Commissioners, on your Dropbox is the corrected pay scale that was submitted to Commissioner Santana for an agenda item tonight. The only change that was done, Commissioners, was if you see trying to see where. The upon hire section was not there before. So it began as a 1 year and following down to 10. That's what was corrected. And there's 20 employees that their pay will be affected by that. So it's going to be changed to increase because effective October 1st, the pay scale came into place, but it was incorrect. This is the corrected one. So it's those employees, it's about 20 employees that are going to get another additional increase. Now, I also mentioned to Commissioner Santana in the email that you all needed to determine whether the pay scale, which seems like it should be based on the employee's yearly anniversary or promotion date. Correct, Santana? That's
Yeah.
what it did take effect October 1st this year because we had never had a pay scale. But moving forward, that was one of my questions of whether the board had decided whether it was going to continue on a fiscal year or moving forward, would it fall on the anniversary date?
I thought we had said that it would fall on their anniversary date. That's,
I wasn't included in those conversations, so that's why I needed clarity.
but I'm not sure. Chief Esparza?
You actually all have said several different things, and I think that's where the confusion is. You, in one meeting, you said that the raises would be giving October 1st of every fiscal year after they complete 1 year of working here. So that's why it's a little, so now that we did the pay scales, do we want to change it to their anniversary date or the fiscal year? I think at the end of the day, I think it equates to the same thing. To give it just makes it easier for Mariana to do it October 1st.
Yeah,
It's easier for you, Mariana?
it does make it easier for me October 1st. When I'm already doing everyone's anniversary for their PTO and longevity.
So if someone's hired in September, they will lose 11 months or?
Well, the way you all had approved it previously was whoever had already completed 1 year by October 1st would receive that 3% increase.
So it wouldn't necessarily be their anniversary date, it'd be their anniversary date plus 1.
Right, they're still going to get 10 raises as per the pay scale.
Yes,
But
but it would be effective October
Can,
1st.
can we let Gano,
Yeah.
HR chime in?
Anniversary is going to be more consistent in the sense of again, I understand that for tracking budget wise, it might be easier to do it on October 1, but then we're
Yeah.
going to go back into the backtracking and then lump summing and then figuring out. So the anniversary date is much easier to control and much easier to monitor, and it keeps it consistent for everyone based on that
Pay
higher
scale.
date. Right.
And based on
yeah,
the pay
And if you're
scale.
already using longevity and your PTO on anniversary, the only logical thing to do would to keep everything consistent with that, to ensure also that the verbiage in employee handbook is consistent with what you're practicing internally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, our recommendation would be the anniversary date.
What about promotions? We were talking,
Yeah, so the promotion dates is very different from the hire date. So for example, I'll use myself. I've been administrator for 7 years, but I've been here almost 10 years in January. So my pay scale starts from the day I got promoted, not the day I started, because I haven't been administrator for 10
Right.
years.
Correct.
but that
but-
doesn't become your anniversary date? the date of
No, there's two
promotion?
different dates there because
Right. So
one is your hire date, sorry. One is your hire date and one is your promotion date.
Mhm.
So there's two different dates that I'm keeping track for those individuals that get promoted.
Go ahead.
So their hire date is their beginning of the relationship with the ESD. That is a hard date that doesn't change. Okay. Now, if you're promoting within the different ranks, that is going to be very helpful in determining how long they've been upon hire. If they're a firefighter for the next 5 years, upon hire to firefighter, they've met the pay scale, the way it's aligned for those 5 years under the role of firefighter. If they're promoted to captain, lieutenant, fire chief, whatever that is, there will be a paper trail that indicates this is the end date of them being a firefighter, and they now assume a different role under a different responsibility under a different pay scale. That is now their promotional date, which indicates and will dictate where they fall moving forward on your all's pay scales. Does that make sense? Because if not, you're gonna, if you have someone who's been working here for 10 years and then you transfer them over to lieutenant, they're gonna want to slide in at the 10-year, which could
Yeah.
put them way above the cap of where everyone else needs to be. Does that make sense? It doesn't align. So.
See, and that's the way it works in the real world, because I
Yeah.
mean, in my world, that's the way it
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
I mean, that's the way it's structured.
So
For me.
their next pay increase or the
Would be
annual,
according, right, so if I start today as a lieutenant, on the, upon, that first completion of the year, I'll get that rate, right? My second completed year, I'll move up on the lieutenant pay scale according to what you all adopted as the active implemented scales. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's
You
a
get
hard
pro-
line
on your
started.
Fourth year, you get promoted to captain. Because your
Then you get,
time, your time of hire don't start over, but
Correct.
your pay increase.
starts at
Correct.
upon
Starts-
Upon promotion,
year-
promotion.
right.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the scale, right, for example, assistant fire chief or fire chief, you don't want to give the impression that we're giving them a 10-year, based on what the 10-year shows, if they've only been a fire chief for 1 year. Because the 10-year makes it clear that this is a pay increase for someone that's been doing it for 10 years. Follow? So the promotion is like the rehire or the new hire date, hard hire date. Promotion, we need to know how many years have you been doing this as a fire chief? And that gives you what you are worth at that point. And
Okay.
it would be unfair to have someone as a firefighter for 12 years and then gets promoted to assistant fire chief to
Jump
give
in
them,
13.
to just go straight to the top.
I have a question. Okay, so this is just a scenario. So let's say I apply for a position and the next position that I applied for, let's say I was a lieutenant, but now I'm gonna go for assistant fire chief or something else, a little higher. And I can't remember the pay scales, how they're structured. I'd have to look at it to be able to understand it right now and compare them. But on an apples to apple or apple to orange, I guess that's the wording. Would there be a position that would be making less would I be making more as a lieutenant on this one if I was here 5 years and then I had to start again as a,
No.
I don't believe so. I think that.
No, they're all,
No.
They were
They were
specifically
specific
created to
about,
avoid that. They were
yeah.
specifically tiered to ensure that if there was a promotion, there was a pay increase involved with that and not anything that was going backwards.
the highest paid firefighter will not make more
More
than
than-
the beginning lieutenant.
yes, correct.
that's my concern right there. That's my only concern
So
and
They
I
they
just
were
want to,
created that way to be stepped.
what they
That's
call
the
a step
purpose of step
program.
scale. Mhm.
okay,
So it was a step program that was created.
understood, but sometimes it can conflict each other and I don't want it to
no.
conflict each other because I want it to be there for everybody and,
So,
15-year firefighter would never want to be a lieutenant. if it was-
exactly.
we have a
Yes.
10-step lieutenant, making 29 an hour. He gets promoted. 5-year captain makes the same, 29.75. So lieutenant would go to step 7. I'm sorry, step 6, which is just above what he is making. Is that how it works?
Yes, it's just above.
Okay.
So I don't have.
Well, I mean, yeah, numbers, but it's just the next step
Yes.
above.
Yes.
Exactly.
Is there anyone that this affects really, right? I know I see people getting lump sums now. Is that because there was confusion on the year plus one versus the year actual?
Yes,
So what we're gonna be doing is doing retroactive pay for those employees, which is about 20 employees. So from the starting pay, from October 1st, whatever they were on the scale, it's like another, basically one step down. So it's another additional 3%.
So this will catch them up.
yes.
Well, yes, but I need to do retroactive pay for,
Yeah, you're
for,
bringing them back just.
I'm
based
just
on the
paying
last
them
3
for-
payrolls.
for the last 4 pay periods.
So we agree then it'll be by anniversary date right.
Or promotion,
or
yeah,
promotion. Okay,
Yeah, well,
it's equivalent. It's,
yeah,
yeah,
Anniversary promotion is the same thing.
same thing.
right.
And that's what we suggest versus October 1.
Yeah.
But somebody gets hired in September is going to benefit the following month.
So
Right.
the correct wording is anniversary promotion.
After your first year of working here.
Okay.
After the first year. Okay.
They're complete.
And that's just for clarification, right?
We needed,
correct.
We don't have to vote
I
on
think
that?
Chief said they were gonna put it on the.
Yes, it's
handbook.
going on the
So
handbook.
just to make sure, for future,
So the verbiage in the handbook will now include that promotion, upon promotion, whatever transfer, that verbiage that we'll put in there will specifically indicate that those increases will be applied on that new role promotional purposes. And
I do have a question, and I think I'm probably gonna answer it myself. What if an individual started at they didn't get necessarily promoted to a supervisor position, but they moved to another position among the district?
Like a lateral move?
Yeah, so like, for example, we had one of our maintenance guys start at 12, but now he's moved to admin assistant. I use the same date that when he started as admin assistant, correct? It would still be the same as if he were promoted.
Yeah, it's a lateral move and it would be, because it's a move. It has to be, how long have you been as an admin? Now
Admin,
it has
correct.
to start, yeah.
That's what I want, okay.
just make sure that we indicate that. I would recommend that in the personnel file, you indicate
We-
the end and then do a change of status where the employee was effective this date are now moving from maintenance to administrative and pay, old pay.
Is there a document you all can provide for us? Because I know the only thing I'm getting is emails. Like, for example, effective this date, this individual is gonna start at this position because they moved. And I would really like for that to be documented.
She's gonna send you, we have a change of status form. And I
Okay.
think instead of just saying promotion, then we also need to include the word transfer.
Yes, yes,
Should just send it out.
Okay.
It could be demoted, transfer, promotion.
okay.
That all commence.
Oh, and one more question. Sorry, another question that I have is, since we're gonna be going with the higher date or promotion date, what if it falls in between the pay period and you know how we pay overtime based on the week, not on the day? How would I calculate that overtime for that if that employee did 2-3 hours of overtime?
On the, and there was two different. pay
Two
scales.
different pays, because if.
We would
let's
have
ju-
to do a weighted average.
Okay.
But my recommendation, there's a way. It's called the weighted average, but my recommendation is just to start them on the next
Pay
beginning.
on the
pay
next
cycle,
Okay,
pay date,
It's
right?
not convoluted, because the
To
weighted
not-
average
To
gets.
make it easier for you.
okay.
But there is a weighted average. That's what
it's not
they,
necessary.
you'd have to get both rates and then I can show you.
Hey, Rod, how
Yes,
many
please,
does this
if you
affect?
can.
1, 2,
This one's 20.
it's for the back pay. But far as those get promoted lieutenant, captain, I think
Huh?
it's only a small subset,
Yeah.
right?
3.
3, right?
I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other
Yes.
questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Do I have item number 9, discuss and take action on the corrective pay scale? Do a motion?
Is there a motion? Is there a motion or it's for information?
No,
We need a
it'll be a motion.
Motion.
Motion to approve. Hey, Roger,
Second.
I got one question on, before we go there. No, item 6, did we over the update by Continental HR Group? Was there,
No, now it's on their consent agenda. So they have, well, did you have any? You can say it.
I mean, was there,
Yeah, so I think that you might want to pull that moving forward from consent so that you all don't just adopt the consent. But anywho, we continue to meet with chief in regards to personnel matters. We've had a couple of meetings from the last time the commissioners met to now in regards to the questions that we just answered. So we're continuing to assist wherever it is we need to do that. Okay, and upcoming things are going to be changes to the handbook in regards to the verbiage for the promotion, transfers, demotions to reflect anniversary if it's not already in there.
Appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 9, discussion and take action on corrected pay scale. I have a motion by Commissioner Barnes.
Second, and that's doing the anniversary and hire date, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I have a second by Commissioner Diaz. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana.
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes.
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos. Motion carries. Item number 10, discuss and take action on the budget amendment for 23-24 budget submitted by Chief Esparza. Go ahead, Mariana.
This would just be because we approved the pay scale. It's gonna affect the salaries in the budget. But we can actually use what's included in the pay, meaning the overtime, we can use that because the estimated was about roughly, I think I said 35,000, right, Commissioner?
Yes.
It was about 35,000, which we can use overtime to cover those expenses. That's
And
why
that-
there's nothing in the Dropbox because we can use it within the same payroll.
And that money's already allocated, I
Yes,
believe.
correct. So we don't have to
If I remembered
actually,
looking at it, it's been allocated.
yes,
I don't have a problem. I
Okay.
make a motion. to
Second.
approve.
thank you.
Thank you, Mariana. Thank you, Chief.
A motion by Commissioner Diaz, second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana.
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes.
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos. Motion carries. Item number 11, discuss and take action on amending the SOG submitted by Chief Esparza. Commissioners, if you see, we're changing the policy on the submittal of the agendas and the submittal of the agendas, and then one more in the agenda request form. This will be sent out to the chiefs as soon as you all approve the changes.
The agenda request form will also be for us as commissioners to send to Commissioner Santana.
Correct.
So it won't be direct emails anymore. We'll have to go
You-
through the actual.
No.
No, well,
No,
you all
that's-
can send an email. This is
Yeah.
for,
It's between us, it's, yeah, an email,
Okay.
fine.
Yes.
Yeah. And just to be clear also, as far as you receive, I'm gonna receive a request from you, Chief. The staff is gonna go through you, right? The chain of command?
correct.
Okay.
And I'm assuming the volunteer staff will go through their station chief.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, and station chief can go either to Chief Esparza or to me.
No motion.
A motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Santana, second by Commissioner Diaz. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana.
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes.
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos. Motion carries. Item number 12, discuss and take action on a grant awarded to Fabens Fire and Rescue for $10,000 to purchase a door prop for the cost of under $13,000 submitted by Chief Esparza. Commissioners, I do have Chief Reyes here.
Good evening, Commissioners. Recently, we were awarded $10,000 on a grant through Texas A&M Forest Service. That was submitted by Captain Reed. We're looking into a forcible entry door prop and a cutting tree. The total cost of both props would be $11,840. We're asking the district if they can help us purchase that. Just because it went a little bit over, and then, with the grant.
I don't see a problem. I mean, you have a place to set it up and everything?
Yes.
There'll be a place?
Also, what's included is the mobile wheels that can be attached to it, so we can move it around. If another department wants to borrow it, we can load it up into a trailer, move it around, stuff like that.
So it's a little under 12,000. You guys have 10, so we're paying the difference.
Yes.
$1,840.
If you can help us, I think we would have to purchase with the grant. You would have to purchase it, and then we
We
submit
submit.
all the paperwork, and then we receive the money, and we'll hand out the check back to you guys.
Motion to approve.
Go on.
I'm sorry?
Whose books?
It goes on ours.
So what we do is we pay out the whole invoice
Right.
and then we send out the letter of approval for the grant with the invoice, with the attached copy of the check and cleared by the bank as well. We just keep everything. It's considered a grant, so it needs to go into our books.
I don't see a problem and, this is a training aid for our firefighters to help them, in different situations. So I'd like to make a motion to approve this.
Second.
And good job for your department going after that grant.
Have a motion by
Yeah.
Commissioner Diaz, second
Thanks,
by
Chief.
Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana.
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes.
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Item number 13, discuss and take action on the digital signatures on all checks issued by the district submitted by Commissioner Diaz.
All right, guys, I had, I guess this has been brought up before. And I had looked at on the, who's supposed to be signing checks, and it should be the president and the secretary, the way it says in the handbook. And I know that sometimes we can't get out here. I know our president sometimes can get out here. Some people can get here, some people can't. So this has been suggested to us, and I just thought it'd be better and quicker if we went to the digital signatures, and that way it's done. And Mariana can get the checks out real quick, and you don't have to wait for anybody to come in and sign.
How would that be for you, Mariana?
The check signing, it's been easy. I mean, I don't have issues with the way the system is now.
Mhm.
Um,
And if we do electronic?
I think that's gonna be an extra step of having to scan everything for you all.
So we could view the check?
Uh-huh, and all the documentation first.
But we'd still be seeing them.
I mean, it is up to you all what you want to decide, but right now the system isn't any way difficult or anything. It's very, I mean, I've never had a week where I don't have a commissioner unless we've gone all out of town, which is maybe for the safety conference, but even that, we always sign checks before that. So I've never had that issue.
I think it would help, because I do look at everything that I sign when I approve all the expenditures before it even gets to her.
Yes, sir.
They'd start paying like daily, because sometimes I get a stack. I agree with Commissioner Barnes. Sometimes the stack
It's
is,
not the checks, it's the supporting documents you'd have to load up, or whoever. tasked
Right.
it would have to load all the supporting
well,
documents up.
but that's in addition to what I have to sign here to make sure that I'm reviewing every single purchase for that check to get signed. So at the end, she would only have to, which you're uploading all those to our server, right?
Yeah, I upload everything.
So the
after
files
the
could
fact.
be copied directly into, copied out of the server into you all. But she could do it daily now instead of waiting weekly.
Yeah.
I prefer weekly. And that's how the the actual policies are in place right now. We do checks weekly and it's only once a week. Because I don't think I can be doing checks every day. It's just a lot of repetitive work.
Mhm.
And when we can just do it in one day.
So Mariana, do you do that, or do the girls do that?
So the girls are entering data daily.
Okay,
Data. But the check printing is once a week. The check processing of those invoices that are entered throughout the week, starting from Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they're ready again on Thursday. Whatever's coming in those days, POs, invoices, credit card transactions, those are being entered as we're getting them. We're not waiting on one day to enter everything. That's data coming into the system on a daily basis. The check printing and signing is only once a week, just like the deposits, once a week.
but at that point in time, I mean, I guess the checks would be printed out and they'd go out automatically.
I don't know the system. I've never used that system, whether I have to use the bank, I'd have to look into it.
As far as the electronic signature?
Yeah, I'd have to look into it.
Do you know anything about that, Chief?
Yes, so you'd have to put your signature digitally into QuickBooks,
right?
and then she'd have to just hit print signatures, and then the check would be printed with your old signatures
Once we approve. of-
once you approve that.
I think the advantage we have now is we have a question on something that comes up. We have staff here to answer it. I don't think I've ever asked a question, Marianne didn't know, but maybe yourself or. Because would the intent be checks be put out every day to sign?
It could be. I mean, we've had times where we have to wait on a check till you all get here and it's already maybe a day late,
I don't
2
think now.
days late.
But it's only been probably a handful of times where that's happened, where we got a invoice late and the vendor's waiting for payment, or we're waiting on a check so that the project can continue. But it's only been a handful of times. If you're asking me to do checks every day, I think that's just a little too much repetitive. I think it's working great whether I do once a week. Data's going in every day, but check printing once a week.
Well, I mean, I guess you can still do it once a week, but I mean, the checks would be signed digitally. I mean, it's not,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it on digitally either. It's,
I mean, what's the concern, if I may ask, what's the concern? Is the concern that the president's not signing them?
no,
Because we own those rules.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I think it'd be quicker. I mean, this has been brought up to us before. Chief had brought it up, and I know that we had voted on it not to, and it's been like, okay, you know, are we missing things? Are we falling behind on stuff? Would it be easier? Would it be better to get the checks to be signed digitally? And I mean, that frees up our time as well.
yeah, I kind of like the idea, actually. I mean, I do like coming over here, but
Well, one, I think it's another step in disconnecting us from the district a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That's not the intent, don't be wrong, the intent is efficiency. But,
right.
But I mean, we can still come out to the district. I mean, do our visit. If we need to visit, we can visit with Roger or with anybody you need to visit with. That's not,
well, it shouldn't be down here visiting, I mean, we should be,
I mean, if we have a question, I mean, I've been able to call Chief Esparza. I can call anybody, and I know that, you know, even Jamie, I've talked to him various times, and asked him questions, and he's answered questions for me. I'll go to Chief and ask him, can I check on this with Jamie? And I mean, right away. No problem. I mean, it's up to you guys. I just thought it'd be an easier deal.
what do you recommend, Mariana? Because you. kind of-
Not if I'm gonna print checks every day, or not, I don't,
No, we could
I
do
wanna
it. You
keep
can still do
the-
it your way, but I mean, I think I wouldn't mind trying that electronic signature.
it's up to you all,
Uh,
commissioners.
I'd like to make a
I don't
motion.
have an issue with you all coming or signing electronically.
If we go electronic, there's still an option to come down and sign it here.
Well, yeah, I guess you could. If,
I
if,
mean,
the- there's
that's
bound to
what you
be,
feel
there's bound to be
comfortable.
problems one of these days, so.
Sure, sure.
I don't want to come down here and sign checks and say, no, you got to set a computer. No,
Oh, no, I mean, if that was the case, it would be handwritten. But typically like I said, the 2 people that are supposed to sign them will already be there. And you'd all have to look at the paperwork and sign it and approve it. I have a motion by Commissioner
Who's
Santana.
our secretary? Commissioner Avalos, right? Yeah. No, Commissioner
No,
Avalos.
no,
is the-
Commissioner Barnes.
Commissioner Barnes.
Commissioner Barnes.
Commissioner Avalos is the treasurer.
So it'd be Commissioner Santana and Commissioner Barnes who would sign the checks,
Digital,
Yes.
correct.
digital. You can still come. You can still come by.
coming down.
I'll second it.
All right.
I have a second by Commissioner Diaz. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana.
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
No,
Commissioner Avalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. Commissioners, can I have a motion to delete items 14 through 17, since there's no executive.
Absolutely.
Motion
To delete
to delete 14 through 16,
Sure, yes,
17.
17, I'm sorry,
17.
yes.
Motion to delete 14 through 17.
I have a motion by Commissioner Diaz,
Second.
second by Commissioner Santana. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes,
No,
no? And Commissioner Avalos. Motion carries. Item number 18, discuss and approve
Chief,
the,
before we conclude, I just want to say, Mariana, thank you for having everything ready, being prepared. And I also want to thank Angie for, when it was needed, she was able to just send us the attachments, and it's been working great for us since Dropbox
Thanks, Angie.
hasn't. So thank the staff and Kano HR, thank you guys also. We've always used your input. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
item number 18, discuss and approve the next meeting to take place on
Sixteenth.
January 16th, 2024.
Yeah.
January 16. All right.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
January 16, 2024, correct. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Commissioner Diaz. Commissioner Diaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Santana,
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes.
Aye.
Commissioner Avalos. Motion carries. Adjournment at 6:42 PM.
Nice.
Fun.